All right, shalom, shalom. Almost Kahalayim Lai Hawa, Bahashim Hosha, Bahashim Kakwadas, the bonds to our teachers at the Great Millstone, earnest truth, peace and salutations unto the elect. Um, so I was watching that one flick that recently came out, King Kong versus Godzilla, the New Empire, which all these damn monster movies, most of them just suck. You know, if we're being honest, they're just terrible. They're not even that great. You know what I mean? But they're just there as what do you call it? CGI spectacles. It is what it is. You suspend your you suspend your belief. While you're watching it, you don't look for too much storytelling in them type of movies. But um, basically, they show you how Godzilla, which is mentioned in the scriptures as Leviathan, things of that nature. They show you the power of these beasts. You know, sounds like they show you the power. They show you, but they also show you a lot of fantastical stuff that the heathen have in their heads. Like there's underground earth and all this other shit. Which is not biblical. But but um but now at the end of the day, um, we understand that the Lord created many creatures. Many different for many different purposes. So when you um when you read the scriptures, the Lord says that this this sea creature, this massive beast known as Leviathan, will cause damage. You know what I'm saying, to these devils, man, because he's a spirit created for vengeance. Okay, Psalms 106 and verse Psalms 106 and verse 20. What is it? 20. That's it. So he plays with the ships. Where is this at? Actually, I'm gonna start at the third verse. It says, "Blessed are they that keep judgment, and he that doeth righteousness at all times. Remember me, O Lord, with the favor that thou bearest unto thy people, and visit thou me with thy salvation, so that I may see the good of thy chosen, that I might rejoice in the gladness of thy nation, that I might glory with thine inheritance. We have sinned with our fathers, we have committed iniquity, we have done wickedly. Our fathers understood not thy wonders in Egypt. They remembered not the multitude of thy mercy, but provoked him at sea, even the Red Sea. Nevertheless, he saved them for his name's sake, that he might make known his mighty power." All right. Now, the Lord, He's going to make known His mighty power when He delivers us from America, and when He destroys this place, and when He shows His favorite pet, Leviathan, onto the world. Now, that's another show of the Lord's power. Okay, the Lord going to show His power through His creatures that He created. You know, through His creatures that He created, man. The Lord going to allow. Um, oh, Psalms 104. My bad. Psalms 104 and 26. My bad. I said Psalms 106. My bad. Salaki. Uh, Psalms 104 and verse 20, 24. It says, O Lord, how manifold are thy works, and wisdom hast thou made them all. The earth is full of thy riches. So is this great and wide sea, wherein things creeping innumerable. both small and great beasts. The Lord creates small and great beasts that are innumerable, all right, in size and scope and strength. All right. 26th verse. There go the ships. There is that Leviathan whom thou hast made to play therein. These wait all upon thee, thou mayest give them their meat in due season. That thou givest them, they gather. Thou openest thy hand, and they are filled with good. It says, thou hidest thy face, they are troubled, and thou takest away their breath, and they die and return to their dust. Thou sendest forth thy spirit, and they are created, and thou renewest the face of the earth. The glory of the Lord shall endure forever, and the Lord shall rejoice in his works. And he looketh on the earth, and it trembleth, and he touched the hills, and they smoke. I will sing unto the Lord as long as I live, and I will sing praise to my God while I have my being. My meditation of him will be sweet, and I will be glad in the Lord. And let the sinners be consumed out the earth, and let the wicked be no more. And bless thou the Lord, O my soul. Praise you, the Lord. All right, so 26 verse. They say that Leviathan plays with the ships. Psalms 104 and 26. So the Lord gonna allow his creation, to have its fun, man. The Lord said He created spirits made for vengeance, and this is one of the spirits created for vengeance. All right, but in the movies they make His power seem you know comical. You know, they make Leviathan His power to seem comical, man, as if they make him look like some type of big joke, you know. And that shows you that everything comes from the scriptures because um, it's all there, man. It's all there. Sirach 39 and verse 27, it says, all these things are for good to the godly, so the sinners they turn into evil. There be spirits that's created for vengeance, which in their fury lay hold on sore strokes. In a time of destruction, they pour out their force and they appease the wrath of him that made them. Fire, hell, famine, death, all these create for vengeance. Teeth of wild beasts, scorpions, serpents, and the sword punishing the wicked to death. They shall rejoice in his commandment, and they shall be ready upon the earth when need is. And when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word. So when the Lord gives the order for Leviathan to wreak havoc on these devils and toss around their navy and toss around their boats, you know what I'm saying, their nuclear aircraft carriers and all this, the Lord going give Leviathan a happy spirit in doing so. He gonna do so with a smile on his face. Okay. It says, when their time is come, they shall not transgress his word, right? But they shall be ready when need is. When the time is called for Leviathan to step up, Leviathan's gonna step up, and he gonna have a field day. These devils, their technology is primitive, and they don't have anything to throw at the angels. They don't have anything to throw at the Lord. They don't have anything to throw at Leviathan. They don't have anything to throw at him because he's the king of the monsters. Yeah, he's the king of the monsters, like the movie say. Leviathan is the king of the monsters. He does the Lord's bidding. The Lord said He made Adam the Lord of all creatures, but He gave one part for the sea. He gave one part, and He gave Adam to be the Lord of the over the earth. Okay, let's get that. Second Ezra, the 6th chapter. It says 41st verse. It says, upon the second day thou madest the firmament and commandest it to part asunder and to make a division betwixt the waters, that the one might go up and another might remain beneath. And upon the third day thou didst command that the water should be gathered in the seventh part of the earth. 6 parts hast thou dried up and kept them to the intent that some of these being planted of the Most High and tilled might serve thee. For as soon as thy word went forth, the work was made. For immediately there was great and innumerable fruit, and many diverse pleasures for the taste, flowers of unchangeable color, odors, smells. And this was done on the third day. On the fourth day, thou commandest the sun and the moon to shine, give her light, and the stars should be in order. And thou gavest them a charge to do service unto man that was to be made. Hey, everything, everything the Lord made, He made it to serve man, to serve. You know what I'm saying? Us, right? The sun, the moon, everything is a service to Jake. You know, to people. Starting with the original man, so-called black man, the original man, right? Well, when you when you look at how the Lord made the earth, made the creation, He made it to where everything is made for our benefit. You know, the animals are there for you to eat. Some you can't eat, some you can. You know, the ecosystem, even the crabs and the lobster and the shrimp and all this stuff, right, are there for you to have clean ocean. So you know you can swim in there and stuff like that, right? So when you watch these survival, I mean these monster movies, right? You know where the animals are just like tearing apart the city. You know, they're just destroying the city, and they're like, you know, what I'm saying that's crazy because the Lord created. He wouldn't have created a bunch of dinosaurs to just run around and destroy your environment. Okay, the reason why you know what I'm saying, you don't have Leviathan running around destroying the cities because the Lord, you know what I'm saying, He had protection. He got protection for us, man, against these, you know, when you watch Hollywood movies, man, the aliens come and destroy everything. You know, you got King Kong destroying cities, killing all kind of people. You know, but at the end of the day, he's saving the day. No, they would actually do more harm to humanity. The kaiju, like when you watch these movies like Pacific Rim and Godzilla and all these different movies, uh, the freaking when you watch these different movies, right? Um, the actual humans, you know, it's all about the actual humans don't even take into account. You know how many people would have been dead if that was the case. See, but the Lord has Leviathan tucked away for the day that He needs to be called into action, for the day where He needs to be called into for the day that He needs to be called into service, into duty. You know. So anyway, it says 46 verse, and gave them a charge to do service unto man that was to be made. Second Esdras 6:47. And upon the fifth day thou settest unto the seventh part where the waters were gathered. It should bring forth living creatures, fowls, and fishes. So it came to pass. For the dumb water without life brought forth living things at the commandment of the Most High, that all people might praise thy wondrous works. All right. When people see Leviathan, they're going to praise the Most High's wondrous works. When they see these little small animals, they're like, oh my God, how could this be? How could this be created? Oh my God, it's so amazing. All right. It said 49. Then didst thou ordain two living creatures, the one that called Enoch and the one Leviathan, the other Leviathan. And thou didst separate the one from another for the seventh part, namely where the water was together, might now hold them both. Unto Enoch thou gavest one part, which was dried up the third day. They should dwell in the same part wherein are 1,000 hills, but unto Leviathan thou gavest the seventh part, namely the moist, has kept him to be devoured of whom thou wilt. So the Lord gave us the land to rule over, and Leviathan got the sea. Leviathan got the ocean, the depths of the ocean. That's where he dwells. That's his domain. And the man controls the earth. Man controls right now. The hands is given. The Lord gave the world to the hands of the wicked. Job 9:24. Right now, he owns all this shit. You know, but pretty soon the original man, the Israelite man, is going to rule the earth. Sirach 10:8, because the richest God by deceit, the kingdom is translated from one people toward another. So we're going to be the rulers of this planet here, all right, above the so-called white man, everybody else here. But on the sea, in the sea, in the ocean, at the bottom of the depths where Esau can't go, you know, the king of the oceans is not Aquaman. Aquaman is not the king of the ocean. The king of the ocean is Leviathan. Leviathan, the one who the Lord made to be Lord over the sea. All right. 2 Edge 6 and 52. But unto Leviathan thou gavest the seventh part, namely the moist, and has kept him to be devoured, of whom thou wilt and win. So Leviathan has his portion, and that's the ocean. And when the time comes, the Lord gonna let him out of there, let him come up out of there, because right now the Lord gave him a commandment to stay down there, of course. Because well, imagine if you had Leviathan running around today. Imagine, imagine it would be like these movies where everybody's dying. You got all kind of radiation going on everywhere. You know, Godzilla's trampling on the cities. You know, the society couldn't function if you had a bunch of King Kongs. But that's all fiction in the movies. But the Lord actually does have creatures that He will let loose, and when all hell breaks loose, when the time comes, World War III, and all hell's breaking loose, this white man's going down. The Lord will release certain newly created creatures and things of that nature we have no idea about. And He will have the main creature Leviathan pop out and make his grand appearance, man. And Leviathan make his grand appearance. That's a scary sight for this white man because he gonna throw them ships around, man, like they're toys. Like when you in the bathtub, you throwing around toys and shit, just splashing stuff around it. Leviathan's gonna start breaking shit around, man. These $1 billion aircraft carriers, he's gonna throw them. You ever been next to one of them cruise ships? You ever been around one of them cruise ships, man? Them shits is gargantuan in size. It's like floating cities. Look, the Lord gonna have them, have them broken apart, man. You know, by Leviathan. You know. It's theorized. It's theorized that he has something to do with the Titanic sinking. It's theorized, man. Hey, they said, all these missing ships that go missing. Who knows? But Leviathan might be eating them up, man. Like they say that the Bermuda Triangle is a place where ships go missing, and it's inexplicable why. And there's the certain places on the certain places that these seagoers go, these sailors. There's certain parts like the Bermuda Triangle where they won't go because there's a lot of disappearances in them regions. Well, we don't know what the Lord got down there lurking. The Lord might have Leviathan eating up a couple of ships here and there, just playing around with because the Lord got a sense of humor. He let these devils navigate the sea and stuff like that, and navigate the planet. But the Lord might the Lord got a sense of humor, man. Sometimes He's like, yeah, go eat that ship right there, man. Sometimes, sometimes that's how it goes, man. You know, just speaking as a man, but the Lord will call Leviathan into the Lord will call Leviathan into action when all hell breaks loose, when the time comes. Shaking of the earth gonna wake him up. Yeah. Shaking of the earth, yeah, going could be, man. It could be that the Lord say He gonna shake the earth like a drunkard. So when the Lord shake this place, man, the Leviathan definitely gonna feel that thing at the depths. But the Lord gonna give him that commandment to come do what He got to do. Job 41. Because every weapon the Lord creates is gonna be used, man. Leviathan is a weapon of mass destruction. Yeah. Psalms 104 and 26. He played with the ships. Okay, Job 41 verse 1. Canst thou draw out Leviathan with a hook? Or is his tongue with a cord which thou lettest down? Canst thou put a hook into his nose, or bore his jaw through with a thorn? Will he make any supplication unto thee, and will he speak soft words unto thee? Will he make a covenant with thee? Wilt thou take him for a servant forever? Wilt thou play with him as a bird? So you can't capture Leviathan. You can't capture him like you capture an elephant, or you capture. You got these movies where they capture King Kong, and they got King Kong. There's not a cell big enough to harness the power of Leviathan. There's not a there's not anything you could feed him. There's nothing you could play with him with. There's no tranquilizing dart you can hit him with. Okay, you can't put him on meds and have him sleeping. You know, too powerful, too large, too great. He's meant to withstand thousands and thousands of pounds, of millions of pounds of pressure down at the bottom of the ocean. So how the hell you devils gonna catch him? You have trouble. You have much trouble. Okay, it says, "Wilt thou play with him as with a bird, or wilt thou bind him with maids? Shall the companions make a banquet of him, and shall they part him amongst the merchants? Canst thou fill his skin with barbed iron, or his head with fish spears?" Yeah, so you part him amongst the merchants, meaning can you go take him to the zoo and sell him like you would sell a lion or like a tiger? These people buy and sell these animals, man. You know, and they put barbed wire on them, barbed iron. They make them into trophies. Are you gonna make the Leviathan into one of your trophies? 8 verse says, "Lay thy hand upon him, remember the battle, and do no more. Behold, the hope of him is vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him?" Even at looking at him, even at looking at Leviathan, the people gonna drop dead. So like the movies. Oh my God, it's Godzilla. Um, 9 verse. Behold, the hope of him is in vain. Shall not one be cast down even at the sight of him? None is so fierce that dare stir him up. Who then is able to stand before him? Who have prevented me that I should repay him? Whatsoever is under the whole heaven is mine. I will not conceal his parts, nor his power, nor his comely proportion. What that mean? The Lord gonna let him come out of the sea. I'm not gonna conceal him anymore. I will not conceal his parts, nor his power. I'm not gonna hide his power anymore, nor his comely proportion, meaning his beautiful frame, his size. The Lord's not gonna hide his comely proportions anymore. Okay, when you cover up your woman and she go outside, you covering up her comely proportions because she got nice little birthing hips. She got nice smooth skin. She got breastises. She got a birthing. She's thick. Okay, so you other men gonna want to look at them comely proportions. The Lord's not gonna hide Leviathan's comely proportions anymore. He gonna let him be shown. Who can discover the face of his garment, or who can come to him with a double bridle? Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth are terrible round about. Okay, just like when you seen the House of the Dragon show, they had Vagar coming. Vagar was the biggest one of the dragons that they had. Vagar, his teeth, he put them right in the neck of Prince Manera's was Princess Manera's dragon. I forgot her name. I forgot the dragon name, but Vagar just ate the other dragon, with his teeth. Who can open the doors of his face? His teeth very terrible round about him. His scales are his pride, shut together as with a close seal. No one is near to one is near to another, that no air come between them. That's why you can't hit him with no tranquilizer gun. You can't you can't throw tranquilizers at him. You can't make him sleep like a damn like an elephant. The elephant get hit with a dart, he's sleeping. Like a lion, he's done. You know, okay. You can't go between his scales. No air can get between there. 17 verse. They are joined one to another. They stick together. They cannot be sundered. By his nestling, a light doth shine. His eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. All right, bright, bright, as if like that, like the Supercell show. Their eyes bright, just like that. His eyes are bright. His eyes are light that does shine. His eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. One of his out of his mouth go burning lamps, and sparks of fire leap out. Meaning he could spit fire out his mouth. Meaning he could throw fire out his mouth like Leviathan, like Godzilla. Godzilla's radioactive when you watch the story or whatever. When we watch the movie, but out of his mouth, see all these things that they say come from the scriptures. Everything they put in their Hollywood movies come from the scriptures. So a burning lamp come out his mouth like a dragon. That's where they get the real life dragon from the actual creature, from the actual pet that the Lord called Leviathan. You know, spark of fire open out his mouth. Out of his nostril goes smoke. Out of a seething pot or cauldron. It said his breath kindle coals and a flame go out of his mouth. And his neck remains strength, and sorrow is turned into joy before him. The flakes of his flesh are joined together. They are firm in themselves. They cannot be moved. His heart is as is as firm as a stone, yet as hard as a piece of nether millstone. When he raised up himself, the mighty are afraid. By reason of breakings, they purify themselves. Yeah, these devils, they start running in the movies. Ah, shit, oh my, the T-Rex is coming. Leviathan, Godzilla, and King Kong, shit. The people are scared when they see a 300-foot tall, fire-breathing dragon. Yes, they will be scared. Which we don't know how tall or how big the creature is, but it's going to exceed anything that you imagine, because I have not seen, ear have not heard what the Lord had prepared for them that love him. Leviathan is for them that love him. Leviathan ain't going to harm us. Leviathan's going to harm all the fucking wicked out here, man. All the demonic entities known as white people. He going to harm their asses. Because Leviathan going to have that, he going to have that eye salve to see, he gonna say, yeah, there, look at the devil. That's the devil's ships right there. That's that's who I gotta go after. Because we just read in Sirach 39 that spirits made for vengeance that appease the wrath of him that made him. So Leviathan, what is Leviathan gonna do? Leviathan is gonna appease the wrath of the Lord. He gonna just like when you give your dog a commandment, go fetch, and the Leviathan's gonna go fetch. That's what he was created for. He was created to fetch the ships. Whatever creature is in the ocean, Leviathan could go get him because he's the king of the ocean. So if there's a problem, the white man's in the ocean, the Lord will send him after him. And there's nothing that you devils could do to destroy such a creature. You could shoot a missile at him. You could do whatever you want to do. He'll just probably just catch it with one hand and just eat it. You know what I mean? Anyways, man. 28 verse. The arrow cannot make him flee. The missile cannot make him flee. There's nothing you could do. You shoot a missile at Leviathan, he just uses it as power. In the movie Godzilla, he just uses it, he just takes it, and uses it. The energy. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. Darts are counted as stubble. He laughed at the shaking of a spear. Yeah. It says sharp stones are under him. It said he spread sharp pointed things upon the mire. He maketh the deep to boil like a pot, and he maketh the sea like a pot of ointment. These devils read the scripture when them scenes in the last Godzilla, the King of the Monsters, not this one, not the last one just now. This was terrible. The Age of the New Empire, whatever it was called, shit was whack as hell. But the last one, he was in the bottom of the dip, and he was cooking up. He was making the bottom of the depth to boil like a pot because of his heat underneath the ocean. That's where they got that from. He make the sea like a pot of ointment. He make a path to shine after him. I said, one would think the deep to be hoary. Upon earth there is none like him. There is none his like. Who is made without fear? He behold all high things. He is a king over all the children of pride. You white people. And 2/3 too, because you niggas gonna be eating up too. But you part of the children of pride too, because you Mo's. You're celebrating Mo month. Pride and shit, the Most High gonna set Leviathan against all the children of pride. Okay, we're gonna set his creature against these so-called white people that are proud, because they sit in the midst of the seas and they think themselves to be God. Okay, it's talking about the people. It's literally talking about the people, but they sit in the sea and they command the sea. They're in the South Pacific Sea, and they're in this sea, and they're in that sea, and they got military bases, and they're the only country with nuclear capable aircraft carriers, meaning they never have to leave the sea. They're always, because they're nuclear power. All they gotta do is wait for people to bring them food and dock and serve, but they don't never have to go into a refueling station because they're nuclear power, so they keep generating energy. That's why the other nations are jealous of America, because they don't have nuclear capable aircraft carriers that could keep their fighter jets fueled and ready to go at any time. So, anyways, the point is that these devils stand no chance. Okay, the devils stand no chance. What you see in the movies. It's real. Leviathan is a real thing. Of course, this whole fantasy of Hollywood, the way they paint everything, is not up to par with the scriptures. Because here it is, they got They got big giant tarantula monkeys and all kind of weird shit that Godzilla got to fight and all this different shit. That's just fantasy, of course. Cause can you imagine if the Lord let loose all these creatures and shit? There would be no humanity. Nobody would be alive. It would be just be Leviathan. Everybody just tearing the earth apart. The Lord made the earth to be inhabited. He created creatures like Leviathan in order to serve us, in order to take care of bigger foes or whatever down in the oceans. The Lord created all these things for His purpose, but He made the earth ultimately for Adam. Adam thou made his Lord over all that creatures. At the end of the day, the Lord created the Israelite man to run the earth. All right, He created the earth to be inhabited by people, not by goddamn 700-foot creatures, that are carnivores and just eating on us. We're supposed to be the dominant species on the earth, not Leviathan. Leviathan is there, for a set purpose, and when he's not needed anymore, he'll go back to his habitat, and the Lord will take care of him wherever whatever he got going on in his space. But Leviathan is a real creature. He's the Lord's pet, and he plays with you devils, and he has fun with your ships, with your aircraft carriers, and all that, man. The time gonna come when Leviathan is gonna get loosed upon you devils, man. Okay, so are you gonna play with him? Are you gonna take him into your zoo? You know, how you gonna deal with him when he comes? A arrow. They say he laughs at the arrow. He laughs at the missiles, and he laughs at the children of men. They said the arrow cannot make him flee. Sling stones are turned with him into stubble. Darts are counted as stubble. He laughs at the shaking of a spear. The 29th verse. So he laughing at you devils because here it is in your head. You got all these weapons planned. That's why they're making all these laser guns and all this shit to try to fight the angels, try to fight Leviathan, try to fight us. Because the Lord is gonna hit them on all different kind of fronts. The Air Force, you got the ground soldiers. That's us. We're the ground soldiers. Lord willing, we endure to the end. And then then you got the angels. That's the Air Force. You got us. That's the ground troops. Then you got the sea. They got the sea portion of it is the is Leviathan in them. Leviathan will represent the sea portion of the army, and then you got the other part of the army, which are the missiles. That's the other part. Okay, Joel 3. They said they're not gonna break their ranks, and they're gonna fall, they're gonna hit the mark wherever the Lord sent them. So, anyways, just to touch on this real quick, man, for lack of time. But Lord will edify to the election, call like Yahweh by Shem Yashai, by Shem Kakadash, that wants to our teachers, the great millstone piece. And citation to the election. Shalom, man. Shalom. Leviathan plays with the ships.